It was in my head that that's what I wanted to do until I no longer owed anybody. Still crazy to look back and see that, dang, like when I was at my highest point with my debt bills were over $800 a month. But in hindsight, it really, really was worth it. But now it's just like, dang, what do I push for now? What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka CoachKe, coming back to you with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I wanted to kind of chit chat about my experience thus far after becoming 100% debt free. For those of you all who are new, or maybe some of you all have been here for a minute and don't really like pay attention, but it's literally been 6 months, 6 whole months since I have been 100% debt free. It's been 12 months since I started budgeting, and this experience has been like crazy. Like, I promise you, it really seems like just yesterday I was still putting extra money towards debt. But I wanted to give you all my experience thus far and also kind of talk about where I feel like I want to, I guess, direct my life in the future. So I want to start off this video by talking kind of in terms of the Dave Ramsey baby steps, because a lot of viewers on YouTube who view a lot of budgeting and debt-free videos, a lot of them follow Dave Ramsey and kind of his baby steps and how he says to get out of debt. For those of you all who are new, I didn't necessarily follow the baby steps, nor did I do like the every dollar budget and stuff like that. But this will kind of, I guess, put it into simplest terms by kind of going about his baby steps. So after you become debt free with everything except your mortgage, baby step 1 is to save $1,000 or $500 depending on what your salary or your income is. Baby step 2 is to get out of all of your debt minus your mortgage. And now we move into baby step 3. So baby step 3 is to save 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses to build up your emergency fund that you kept at $1,000 that entire time you were getting out of debt. For me, I had already done that while I was getting out of debt. I saved over $17,000 while I paid off my $26,000 worth of debt. So I already had that one done. Step 4, and I have some of this written down because, like I told you guys, I don't follow it, so I don't know it by heart. Step 4 would be to start investing 15% of your income into Roth IRAs or any kind of pre-tax retirement fund. I am not doing that now, and I don't plan to do that in the future either. I have my different reasons. I've kind of explained this in a previous video before, but I already have about $8,000 in a brokerage account where they are, you know, taking care of my money. I think right now I have it on low risk because it's like the market, you kind of don't know where it's going to go right now. Like, it's due for another crash. And if I can prevent losing money, I'm okay with not making very much money in the process. You know what I'm saying? So I moved my money, I think, like 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, into the low risk investment. And I'm okay with that not growing very much. But at this particular time, I spoke about this in a previous video, like 1 or 2 videos ago, but I've been learning off and on for 4 years how to trade in the foreign exchange market myself. I've built up a lot of skills. Last month, I started using a different strategy. It's kind of been up and down as I've been perfecting it, but I honestly feel like once I completely perfect that particular strategy, I can grow my money way better than any broker that I can give my money to, especially because I feel like with the skill set that I've been learning, I won't be risking as much as if I had to put my money in a high risk account at a brokerage just to get 20% growth. When I watch a lot of Dave Ramsey videos, he talks about how, you know, the average growth on a retirement fund, which is what you really want to be looking at, is 10 to 12% per year. And that's not a lot. Like, I can do that in a day. I can do that in a week, trading money myself. So that is one baby step that I do not ever plan to do. Baby step 5 is to start saving money for a college fund for your children. I'm not going to do that one, at least not right now. I don't have children. I don't really know when and if I will have children. So that one is not really a baby step that I'm really going to be focusing on. If the time comes and I do become pregnant and, you know, I have a child, then of course that is a baby step that I will start to focus on. But for right now, it's really not needed. Baby step 6 is to pay off your mortgage. I don't have one, and that's like one thing that I really want people to pay attention to. When you see people go on Dave Ramsey's show to do their debt freedom scream, whatever it's called, a lot of them are not completely 100% out of debt. They've just paid off all of their consumer debt minus their mortgage. Some of them have paid off their mortgage, but a lot of them have not. So when you see people like, oh, you know, I was in this amount of debt for this amount of time and now I'm 100% debt free, a lot of them are not. So don't let that discourage you because, oh, well, I still have a mortgage. And listen, don't let that stuff discourage you. I did make a video already about why I'll probably never buy a house, and I will try to remember. I always say I'm gonna link something up in the eye in the sky, and then I just completely neglect it, but I'm gonna try to remember to link that video up in the eye in the sky. I really just feel like buying a house is not for me, and I'm not going to go into detail because I already did. So step number 7 is to just continue to build wealth and give. That's what I'm doing now, continuing to build wealth. I'm not really much of a giver, and I don't want that to sound like bad because I don't want people who are really religious to be all in my comment section talking about tithing and all this other stuff. I'm not a religious person. I'm sorry. So you can throw that in the comment section all you want to. It's just going to go over my head because I don't subscribe to all of that. I have no problem with giving, but I feel like a lot of times the best gift is time and helping people in a non-monetary way. That's just how I feel. And I just also feel like until I reach certain goals that I want to reach for myself, I'm pushing my own self back in my goals by taking money that I can use to put forth towards my own goals to give to someone else. That's just my way of thinking. I've always had this way of thinking, and I think that's always why I've always had money. I've never like really been broke or struggled with money at any point in time, like ever really. I've made some bad decisions and it might have like put me in a little tight spot for like a couple days or something, but I've never ever struggled, and I really feel like it's because of the way I think about money. Yes, I feel like, oh, I can make that back real quick or whatever, but at the end of the day, I've helped some people. You guys know that I just helped a friend by loaning them like $2,300, but it wasn't a gift. You know, I just see giving as something different and something that's non-monetary. So anyway, so let's talk about what I've done with my money in these last 6 months. I have gone on 2 vacations. I went on a Miami cruise, and then I went to LA for a week. I believe the cruise was in July and LA was in August, and now we are here in November, and I haven't gone on any more trips. I'm thinking about going on a trip in January. I don't know. You guys, I've traveled a lot. Like since I started becoming an entrepreneur like 5 years ago, I've traveled a lot and I'm over it. I don't really like traveling like that. I feel like a lot of people really desire traveling, and it's because they don't really have the time or the money to do it. But when you have the time and the money to go pretty much wherever you want to, and you do that, it's like, now I'm just like, I really don't care. So I don't really foresee myself traveling a whole lot right now because it's just, I don't care. I really don't. Another thing that I've done, I've continued to save money. So I told you guys that I already had my 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up way before I became debt free. And of course, after becoming debt free, I've continued to save my money. So I have the numbers written down. In June, I saved $889.64. In July, I saved $566.02. In August, I saved $2,184.69. September, I saved $1,221.50. October, I saved $659.07, which brings me to a total. So even though it's been 6 months, I've only had 5 months worth of savings so far, because basically like this month of November counts in that 6 months. So In the first 5 months, I saved $5,520.92, which is an average of $1,104.18 per month. So far in the month of November, I don't know what day it is. I think it's like the 13th. I've saved $663.43. I'll probably end up putting another like $400 to $500 in my savings this month. Now, I had some people in different comment sections like, well, we don't know your income. We don't understand, like, you know, whatever. I never put my income out there because I don't know my income until I get paid, okay? That's just how this works. But just to put things into perspective for you, so I told you guys that I averaged $1,100 of saving every single month. In those 5 months, my income averaged at about $3,900 a month. That was the average. The highest month was, I think, like over $5,000. So basically, I saved on average about a third of my income. And in that time frame, I did still have my regular bills. October was the first month where I didn't have like my housing, the rent, utilities, and stuff like that because I moved back in with my parents. I am transitioning, trying to find my nursing contract, and I felt like it was smarter for me to just go ahead and move out at the end of my lease instead of, oh, I got a contract, now I can go to LA or wherever else that I want to go, but I still have my rent here. I have to worry about, you know, the upkeep, making sure that somebody's checking on my property, making sure nobody has stolen out of my property and stuff like that. It just doesn't really make sense to have two different places. I do know travel nurses that keep a house at their regular, you know, location and, you know, pay both the rents. Me personally, Kiki don't want to do that, so I didn't. So yeah, I still had like $1,000 of housing expenses plus my variable expenses through groceries and stuff like that, and I think that I did a really good job with saving. Now, as far as like other things that I've spent my money on, I've had 6 really big expenses in those 5 months that total out to $4,366. Okay, so in June I had to buy a flight to Miami for the cruise, and that was $325. Then I also bought an almost $400 desk, my desk and hutch, and you guys have not seen that on this channel in a while because of course I've moved. It's down in my parents' basement. In September I spent $541 to get my California nursing license, which when I take my first California contract, I will get that reimbursed if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's that. And then I spent $690 moving, which yeah, I paid for the moving company. I also paid for them to like clean the apartment and stuff like that. In October, I had to pay my taxes for last year, and that totaled out to be $2,125.50. I paid that out of pocket. I did not come out of my sinking funds to do that, and I'm really proud of myself for that because that was my goal. And then this month in November, I did spend almost $300. It was $299 on a reverse air dryer, which I reported to you guys in the first week of expenses. So I think I've been doing pretty good, I guess. And at this point, like as far as what my goals are, like honestly you guys, I feel like after I became debt free, I've been like stuck because I've accomplished a lot in my short time of living. I'm only 28 years old. And now I just feel like, okay, now what? Like a lot of people still have all of these goals because maybe they had children early on. Maybe they didn't go straight to college. They took a couple years off or whatever. Like I've been going. I graduated high school at 16. I went straight into college. I had my bachelor's in nursing by the time I was 21, and I went straight into the workforce. Even while I was in college, I was playing ball. I was a realtor to like pay for my schooling outside of my basketball scholarship. Even in the network marketing industry, I've reached the 6-figure mark in 1 year before I reached that goal. It's like every goal I put out there, I attain it fairly quickly. And then it's like now I'm just like, so what now? Like outside of having children, you know, and, you know, finding a good relationship for myself. Like, I don't really know what I want to do. I don't even know what I want to do in the entrepreneurial realm anymore, because what I was doing before in network marketing, direct sales, is not really something that I'm passionate about. I love helping people. I love people in general. I'm a Cancer. Okay, I love everybody, but there are certain parts of that industry that don't really fit with the other parts of my personality. And I don't really know what I want to do. I do know that I want to do something for myself still. I don't know if it's something where I want that to be my primary source of income per se. If you guys did not know, I do have a program. I sell my planners that you guys see me writing in every single month and every single week. I do sell those planners. And I also have the program where I show people exactly how I got out of debt using my income allocation method. If you guys did not know that and you want to check it out, and I show you guys how you can pay off your debt very quickly while still saving money and still being able to live your life and not have to eat rice and beans or whatever, like still being able to do what you want to do but still accelerate your debt elimination part of your journey. You can check that out at mydebtfreefuture.com or yourfinancialsolution.net. It sends to the same website. You don't have to go look at it, but if you are interested, that is up for you to look at. And I do think that I want to get into some financial coaching in the future. To be honest with you guys, for the last probably 5 or 6 months, I have the whole coaching program like mapped out. I know like how many calls I'll do with each person. I know how much I want to charge and everything. I just haven't pulled the trigger. I don't know if like I don't have the confidence in myself to do it. I don't know if I feel like I don't want the time constraints. I don't know. I don't know why I haven't pulled the trigger on that, but I do think that maybe in the new year, that will be like my new project, is to grow my financial coaching business. I think that I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of personal experience. I have a lot of just experience from seeing other people do things where I know how to help people. So I will keep you guys updated on that, because I am thinking about taking maybe 2 or 3 people as like a beta test group or whatever. But yeah, I do know that maybe I want to do that. So I can't say I know it because it's a maybe. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Other than that, my only 2 other goals really are to eventually become a multimillionaire, which I do believe wholeheartedly that I'll be able to do, especially with the financial habits that I have and the investing habits that I have as well. And the last goal really is to master Forex trading, which is the foreign exchange trading that I just told you about some minutes ago. I do want to eventually master that. And that's really the only goals that I have. So I feel like maybe I'm kind of like stuck, because normally I have goals where like I can create like short-term goals that push me to meet that long-term goal. Whereas now the long-term goals are so, I can't say so long-term because you never know what can happen, but they're much further out there than I want to become debt-free in 18 months or I want to become debt-free in 12 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a multimillionaire, my goal is to do that by 35. I have 7 years left. So it's like, what exactly do I want to do in between? At some point, I did want to get into real estate investing. I used to be a realtor. My dad is still a realtor. And I know how lucrative that can be. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't see myself going back into debt, even though it's to create passive income. And I do believe passive income, residual income is very, very important. I don't know if I want to do it in that way anymore. I just can't see myself paying a mortgage. I can't. If I can't see myself paying a mortgage for myself, I really can't see myself like paying a mortgage, even though somebody might be paying that with their rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know if that's what I want to do. I've read a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's books. I've read his Increasing Your Financial IQ, The Cash Flow Quadrants, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've read the Rich Dad, Poor Dad for Kids, I think it is. And there's like a 5th one that I read. And one of those books, he talks about how like he started off in the real estate game and all of that other stuff and built his portfolio and all this other stuff. And it's like, that's great and all, but I just really like can't see myself using other people's money for that. Like, now that I'm debt free. It was in my head that that's what I wanted to do until I no longer owed anybody, and now I just never want to owe anybody ever again. So yeah, that's kind of where I am at this point. I'm still going to continue to save money like I have been. I'm still going to continue to enjoy my money. I don't spend a lot, so sometimes it's like people probably think that I don't enjoy my money because you guys don't see me spending frivolously, but I've always been that way. Like the $300 blow dryer, air dryer, reverse dryer thing that I bought a couple weeks, like last week or whatever, that was something that I wanted. I had watched on YouTube for like a month, and it was just like, you know what, why am I trying to talk myself out of this? I have the money, I have the discipline. It's something that I feel like would be beneficial for my hair. It'll save me time and money over time, so why not? You know, it just made sense. Would I have bought that while I was still debt free? I'm gonna be honest with you, probably. I probably would have. But yeah, that's kind of where I am at this point. I'm just like in a standstill. I feel like I'm in no man's land. I don't really know exactly like how I want to get to where I want to get to, but the good thing is I am debt free, so I don't have to worry about a lot of things that other people worry about. It's still crazy to look back and see that, dang, like when I was at my highest point with my debt bills were over $800 a month. And over time, with me putting forth all of this money every single month, feeling like, oh my God, I really have to put $1,000 towards my debt this month. I'm really putting $3,000 this month towards my debt. It's like, I only have like this amount in debt bills now. Like, I think the month that I put $3,000 towards my debt bills were only maybe like $300 a month. And I'm like, does this really make sense? Like, I'm putting 10 times as much as my debt bills towards debt. What the hell is the point, you know? But in hindsight, it really, really was worth it. But now it's just like, dang, what do I push for now? I know I want to continue to build this YouTube channel. I want to continue to show you guys the ins and outs of, you know, the debt-free lifestyle and frugal living and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm just like in limbo. And I hope that you guys kind of got out of this what you thought that you would. I really don't have the answers of like how great it is to live a debt-free lifestyle, because there are a lot of things that some people do after they become debt-free. I was doing that while I was still in debt, and I still reached my goals very fast. So yeah, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, and eventually I'm going to figure my life out, and I'm going to let y'all know what I'm going to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video, which should be Friday, to go through the week 2 check-in for the month of November. Bye guys.